大家好，我是小镇小民。临时看到这个新闻，觉得跟大家分享一下吧，就是关于莫斯科它的音乐厅受到恐怖袭击的事情。现在呢报道呢都说是伊斯兰国 ISS 说是他干的，有可能是他干的了。当然是不是跟乌克兰有关系什么的，基本上可以肯定是有的。具体谁干的，我觉得可能是次要的，最后面的推手肯定是美国啊，这是没有质疑的。要么就是他支持伊斯兰共和国，让他们给他们提供信息啊什么之类的，反正是帮助他们要么呢就是他提供给什么恐怖分子，给乌克兰的什么之类的，然后栽赃在伊斯兰国什么这种。反正应该比较肯定是美国支持的，肯定是这样子。这呢有一段就是白宫发言人科比说的话，然后后面是那个莫平，他在接受采访的时候，他也提到了这个美国站在背后的这个事情，尤其他提到就是说有收到通知，美国的大使馆有收到通知，说跟莫斯科什么音乐厅什么有关，这是几天前吧。他说怎么就这么巧你们自己看吧。然后后面呢又有一个新的新闻，就是凯特王妃总算出现了，她自己的一段录像是由 BBC 放出来的，说是她说她得了癌，没有说是什么癌，她在治疗，就这么一段，反正我就都放在一起，大家自己看吧。 OK， 好，谢谢大家。
Seen the reports in the video coming out of Moscow, this violent shooting at looks like a shopping mall. Can't speak much to the details of it. I mean, this was all just breaking before I came on out here, so we're trying to get more information, but really would refer to Russian authorities to speak to it. The images are just horrible and just hard to watch, and our thoughts obviously are going to be with the victims of this terrible, terrible shooting attack. And I think, you look at that video if you have, and you got to recognize that there's some moms and dads and brothers and sisters and sons and daughters that haven't gotten the news yet, and this is going to be a tough day. So our thoughts are with them. You might have also seen, hopefully you saw the State Department, our embassy there, put out a notice to all Americans in Moscow to avoid any large gathering, concerts, obviously shopping malls, anything like that, just for their own safety. They should stay put where they are and stay plugged into the State Department for any additional updates and information.
Okay, let's speak now to RT correspondent Caleb Maupin. Caleb, we've just been hearing there from John Kirby with his condolences to what occurred today at the concert venue. In terms of other reaction, or indeed from the White House as well, what's being said?
Well, as you just heard, that was a statement offering condolences to the victims, describing how horrifying what is happening really is. I think, however, there are many observers who have a lot of questions because the U.S. State Department several weeks ago did issue a travel advisory that said something about terrorist attacks and concert halls. And so that's got to have a lot of people raising questions about what the U.S. government detected and if what the U.S. government detected is somehow connected to the events that just happened. I mean, obviously, we have no way of knowing whether these two things are connected, but there was a travel advisory from the U.S. government several weeks ago, specifically warning about Moscow and concert halls, and now we have this incident. Another bit of information that I think many are going to ask about is that it's not only the Ukrainian regular military that is fighting against Russia, but from the beginning, Russia has warned about Banderites and extremist organizations that are aligned with Ukraine against Russia and their role, and that this kind of attack is much more likely the kind of thing to be carried out by extremist groups that are cultivated rather than simply the regular armed forces of a country. And that raises questions about these groups that the United States has supported in Ukraine, the forces that have been trained by the United States, provided with weaponry to the United States. Could it be one of those forces that are behind this event? Now, We don't know. We're still waiting for information. But this horrific event is taking place in the context of Russia's special military operation, which was the result of U.S. destabilization of Ukraine, backing and funding of extremist forces in Ukraine, forcing a situation where Russia had to move in to protect the people of Donetsk, Lugansk, and the new republic. So all of this is important context that raises questions when we hear the words of U.S. officials. Now, they are offering condolences. They are describing how devastating this is and how frightening it looks. But I think a lot of American people are going to have real questions about this. Already, members of Congress have called for investigations into the flow of weapons into Ukraine and what extremist forces might have gotten their hands on those weapons, how many of the weapons that the United States provided to Ukraine have ended up in the hands of the black market, have been sold online, etc. And that raises the question if incidents like this could escalate with extremists in the region having access to this flow of weaponry from the United States and other NATO countries. So that is the official reaction from the White House. I'm sure we will hear more condolences, more condemnation of this act of terrorism, but that's not going to make these questions go away.
I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment. This, of course, came as a huge shock, and William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this privately for the sake of our young family. As you can imagine, this has taken time. It has taken me time to recover from major surgery in order to start my treatment. But most importantly, it has taken us time to explain everything to George, Charlotte, and Louis in a way that's appropriate for them and to reassure them that I'm going to be okay. As I've said to them, I am well and getting stronger every day by focusing on the things that will help me heal in my mind, body, and spirits. Having William by my side is a great source of comfort and reassurance too, as is the love, support, and kindness that has been shown by so many of you. It means so much to us both. We hope that you'll understand that as a family, we now need some time, space, and privacy while I complete my treatment. My work has always brought me a deep sense of joy, and I look forward to being back when I'm able. But for now, I must focus on making a full recovery. At this time, I'm also thinking of all those whose lives have been affected by cancer. For everyone facing this disease, in whatever form, please do not lose faith or hope. You are not alone.